Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyofbaking.com. Today we're going to make a no-bake cheesecake. This is a really easy dessert to make. It's 3 layers. We're going to have a graham cracker crust followed by a cream cheese filling, and then we're going to top that with fruit. So to start, we will need either an 8 or a 9-inch tart pan that's 20 to 23 centimeter with a removable bottom. And then I like to put that on a larger baking sheet so it doesn't separate. And just either butter or lightly spray it with a nonstick vegetable spray. Now, if you don't have a tart pan, then just use an 8 or a 9-inch springform pan. That'll be fine. So we're going to start with the graham cracker crust. You will need 1½ cups, that's 150 grams of graham cracker crumbs, or you could use crushed digestive biscuits. And then to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, about 30 grams of granulated white sugar. And I'll just stir that together. And then to that I'm going to add 6 tablespoons, that's about 85 grams of melted butter. You can use salted, or I like the unsalted because I like the flavor, but if salted butter is all you have in the house, just use that. It's fine. So I'm just going to stir that until moistened. You want to make sure all the crumbs are moistened so that the crust will hold together. Okay, and then I'm just going to put in the bottom and up the sides of the pan. If you're using a springform pan, just go up about 1 inch, about 2½ centimeters up the side. Now I'm just going to put this graham cracker crust in the refrigerator to chill while we make the filling. If you wanted to, you could also bake the crust in a 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius oven for about 8 to 10 minutes or until set. But since this is a no-bake dessert, I am just going to chill it instead. Try to get it as even as possible and then really press it down with your hands, or you could just take a spoon and kind of even it out. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap and put it in the fridge to chill while we make the filling. To start, you can either use an electric stand mixer with the paddle attachment, or you can just use a hand mixer, electric hand mixer, it's fine. Now put in, first need 8 ounces, that's 227 grams of cream cheese. And I'm just going to beat that until it's creamy and smooth. And then to that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup, that's 50 grams of granulated white sugar. I'm just going to beat that until it's incorporated. Scrape down the sides when we get that sugar all beaten into the cream cheese. And I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Try to use the pure, it tastes a lot better than the imitation ones. In order for this to really set up nice and firm, I would use the full-fat cream cheese. Because if you use the fat-free, it won't firm up as nicely as using the full-fat. Okay, so that's finished. So what I'm going to do in another bowl with the whisk attachment, I'm going to beat 1 cup, that's 240 milliliters of heavy whipping cream. Or it's also called double cream. Now make sure you use the heavy cream. That's cream with a 35 to 40% butter fat content. You want this to really beat up till soft peaks form. Okay, so there we go. Soft peaks. If you have trouble beating your cream, a good trick is to have your bowl and your whisk attachment chilled. So you could put that in the freezer for about 10 or 15 minutes before you start this recipe, and that helps you get nice peaks on it. So what I'm going to do is add the cream into the cream cheese. I'm going to do this by hand. I just like to add a bit of cream first, and then you can use a spatula or a wire whisk is nice. And then just beat this together to lighten it. You want to get rid of, you don't want any lumps, because what you're trying to do is add cream, which is light, into the cream cheese, which is heavy. Put that on there, it's making a racket. Okay, so you can see it's coming together. Your arm gets a bit of a workout, but that's a good thing. And have the rest. I find the best is using a wire whisk for this. Okay. Now we do need to let this chill for a few hours. So if you're going to have it for supper, you can make it in the morning. It takes about 15 minutes to put together, which is nice. Okay, so there we go. Make sure that's all. So I'm just going to get the crust out and we'll fill that with the cream. Okay, so I'm just going to uncover the crust and it's a lot easier than a regular cheesecake. Kids like this, as do adults. It's a really nice, easy dessert. Good for weekdays. So you can just use, I've got an off spatula here, or you can just use the back of a spoon. Even it out as best as you can. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm going to cover this again and put it back in the refrigerator for 2-3 hours. Or you could even do this the day before and then just leave it in the fridge overnight if you wanted to. And then we will cover it with some fruit. I chilled the no-bake cheesecake for about 3-4 hours. Like I said, you could chill this overnight if you want. And now I'm just going to show you how to remove this from the pan. So I'm just going to remove that. And then what you do is you hold it like this with your fingertips on the bottom of the part that separates. And then what you want to do is go around and gently push down to go around the whole side to make sure that the sides of the pan, so push up with your fingertips on the bottom plate, just go around, making sure that the tart shell has separated from the side of the pan, because you don't want it stuck. And then once you've gone around and you feel it is, just put your whole hand, palm of your hand, on the bottom plate, like I've done, and then just let it slide down your arm. Now, if you wanted, you could put this on a cake pedestal and take it to the table, or I'm just going to cut it right here and show you a few toppings that you could serve this with. Now, my mother always used cherry pie filling, and she would just spread that over the whole top of the cake, which you can do. But I know some people don't like cherry pie filling. So first I'll just cut a slice, and then have a paper towel and just wipe your knife to get a nice clean slice. As you can see, this is nice and firm. And then you can just use a knife or one of these flat edge spatulas. Oh, and cut that all the way there. Make sure you cut all the way through the crust. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a couple slices here. So I'll show you what you can do. See, this is nice and firm. Now, my favorite is some cherry pie filling. Like I said, you could spread this over the whole top of the tart, but this way, I like to have a few toppings so your guests or your family can pick whichever one they want. So just as much or as little. There you go. That's one topping you could have. Or you could just have a medley of fresh berries like I have here. That's always very nice. And the other choice is, on the side I have both a strawberry and a raspberry sauce, and all this is frozen strawberries that I've thawed and then pureed in the food processor, and then just added some sugar. And that's very nice over the top as well. Especially when fresh berries aren't in season, sauce is always very nice. So there you go, a couple different ways you can serve it. And this will keep for several days in the refrigerator. So until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of JoyBaking.com.